Hi everyone, hi ladies. Welcome to another episode of Uncrowned Diaries. It's been about a week since this happened. I did take some time for myself to heal, to get better, but I was on the way to a sponsorship appointment to get a tan and teeth whitening as the first step, and then closer to the date, like right before leaving, I would get another tan. But the reason why I was getting the tan ahead of time was so that I could see what color I was going to be and judge if that was the right shade, and also to match it, because I do have things I need to cover, and since last Tuesday I have more things to cover. So what happened was, while I was on my way there, I got into a terrible accident. The car was totaled. I was all cut up here on my back. I don't know if you can see all the bruising, and of course this really messed with me because I was very lucky to be alive. I was T-boned, but more importantly, I walked away, and so did the other person. We walked away unscathed. Like, we don't have any permanent injuries, and I'm still 6 days later, but so far all is good. So I feel very blessed. I feel very protected. Someone was watching out for me that day for sure. But having that happen, today is now the 14th of July, and I'm headed out on the 31st. So we've got like about a little over 2 weeks left before heading to pageant. And of course, for something like this to happen right before then, when I'm I'm not where I want to be physically yet. I'm still working on my physique, and now to have to take this break and slow down definitely messed with me, and I felt very disheartened, or kind of frustrated, but I didn't even want to feel frustrated because, you know, I'm so grateful to be alive, but at the same time wondering how I'm gonna, how I'm gonna stay on it for my preparation as best I can. And of course, it's very frustrating to have a setback like this. And of course, now I've got all these scars and bruises all over my neck that I'm gonna have to also cover up on top of it. And I'm hoping that teeter-tottering around in heels all of pageant week is not going to be too taxing on my body coming out of this accident. So I'm, making this video for two reasons. One, to tell you that, stuff's going to happen. Don't leave stuff till the last minute, because stuff is going to happen, and stuff like this you just can't control for. And when it does happen and it leaves you in a very tough place to be, that's what really tests your resilience. That's really tests your adaptability, which is one of the things that the judges are looking for, right? Someone who can go with the flow, someone who is not going to have a meltdown when things don't go their way. But definitely tough. It's a tough pill to swallow, knowing that all the rest of the contestants are, working, and they're able-bodied and everything's good with them, and but they're going through their own trajectories of challenges as well, and everyone's going through their own journey. So just keep that in mind when you face setbacks, that things like this do happen, and when they do, sometimes you're forced to pull out. And if it's really severe and you can't accommodate whatever's happened and it's an emergency, you might have to make that call. And it's okay, because next year you can always come back stronger next year. I had another friend of mine, I became friends with her at regionals, another girl from this area, and she pulled out last week. When she pulled out, of course, she was very disheartened because she was looking forward to it. And I said, you know what? Look at this as, you can start from now to already prepare for next year. You're ahead of the game compared to so many other delegates for next year. So, look at it that way. And it always becomes a moment of reframing. It becomes this thing of, how am I going to deal with this challenge? How am I going to do it in a way that's going to serve me? So how does it serve me? How does this serve me? I'm alive. I'm really blessed. I come home to my kids. I'm walking, I'm moving around. It's been a week, and I still can't fully say, but at this point, it feels like, I've been walked away from an accident. The car was totaled. I was T-boned, and I'm really, really lucky, and I can talk to this. I can talk to this experience as part of my journey in my conversations at Pageant Week. So it serves to prove my resilience. So when you face setbacks, you're gonna have moments where you're just like, why did this happen to me? And I think you need to reframe that as, why did this happen for me? And that's a much easier way to create statements and a belief system that serves you than one that doesn't. And some people might say, well, that's just you trying to convince yourself that something doesn't suck. Maybe it is. Maybe it is a way to convince myself that something doesn't suck. But think about the alternative. How's that helping you in any way, right? To look at it as, oh my God, this sucks. Then and then what? Like, how does that serve you? So prepare ahead of time. Don't leave things till the last minute, because stuff can always go wrong. And if you leave stuff till the last minute, then you don't have any contingency plans. And number 2, when things happen, ask yourself, how does this work for me? Not, why did this happen to me? And that, my lovelies, is my message for today. I'm gonna go finish this makeup, and I will see you later. Happy Monday. Well, whichever day you're watching this. Happy day.